Right, people, first episode of Drumhaus TV. Got myself, DJ Spar. I'm sat here with Bruises, one half of Bruises. Big shout to Mecca MC and Elena as well, and all the rest of the team. And we are absolutely gassed to bring you this amazing episode today with two absolute legends of the scene. We're sat here with TC Original Sin. How are you both doing, boys?
Good, mate. How you doing?
Not too bad at all. And I think there's only one place we could really start this interview, Inside the Rider. What an absolute banger. How did that come about?
I think you should start because it was kind of your idea.
Yeah, I just had a baby and bit strapped for cash, and Adam was saying, I need to get driven down to a couple of gigs, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll drive you around down to, so I drove him down to a gig, and like for a few days I've been like hearing this tune around, like whoa 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 whoa.
I played it at the Clash.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
So like, and people were all singing it. And I was like, I wonder what that would sound like as a 2000s kind of, if we made it sort of back in the day, or like we'd done a remix of it back in the day. And I was just curious to see what it would sound like. So I put the idea to him on the way back from his gig, and like, he's like, yeah, that's quite a cool idea. So then we just sort of, it's like the first time we've ever worked together actually. So
Yeah. Not that I haven't asked him many times in the past, to be fair.
I do not work well with others.
Until now, apparently.
How did it actually when you were actually starting the project? How did that start?
I mean, I actually completely forgot about it for a few days, and then he sent me a clip of the drop that he'd done, and I was like,
I didn't get the promo or have the tune, so I just recorded it off Spotify, and then kind of just cut the intro, and then made like a second bit of it. I think the release version has actually still got my Spotify recorded.
Wow. Nice.
oh
yeah.
yeah. It's still the pirated version.
Yeah. So yeah, we just kind of, I don't know, we just made it happen. I did a version, and I was like, do I want to send this to Adam? It's pretty good. Like, so I just keep it for myself. And I thought, you know what? No, because I do not work well with others, as I said earlier. So I sent him all the stems that I'd done, and then he worked on it a bit.
It's quite cool because you can hear in the sections kind of very TC, very Original Sin.
See, I didn't want to change what he'd done. I just wanted to kind of add my bit to it afterwards, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't really feel that needed changing because he'd like hit the nail on the head with what he'd done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we also have to put a lot of respect on Disruptor for the tune as well. Like,
absolutely,
it's a big anthem out there.
Yeah.
And I love the melody of it. But I felt like I wanted to hear a version that sounded a bit more like what it would have sounded like back like a few years ago.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so like, and then like it came out because I think his manager heard it when we posted it.
Yeah,
and he's like, "We've got to put this out."
It's funny because we dropped the video and then it just kind of like the video went off and you could feel there was something in the air about it, but we didn't really hear anything from anybody straight away.
Right.
And then we heard from was it Disruptor's manager first?
Yeah. And like it always comes from like a super respectful place. Like we're always like, you know, I love drum and bass. I love new drum and bass and old drum and bass. So like, you know.
Yeah, because I think that's something really. That older classic sound, it does feel to be kind of really reviving at the moment. And obviously you both play like a really huge part in that as well. I mean, can we expect any more collabs between you both?
We've done one other tune, haven't we?
Yeah, we've already got one that's going off in the set as well. So, and we're talking about doing more as well, definitely there. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I mean, we work fairly closely together now. Do you know what I mean? We're in like contact fairly often, and like we're both pushing the same sort of message. It's the same team. Do you know what I mean? Essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that there will be more, definitely. I mean, I know we've both individually got quite a lot of our own material ready to go as well right now, which is all the same sort of kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's really
I just feel, for me personally, I just think like we've gotten a little lost where we are right now with the music. Do you know what I mean? And I've not been happy personally with it for a long time. And obviously that's just my personal taste, right? But I feel like what we're doing right now is really connecting with the audience, you know, and I think there's a reason for that as well. Do you know what I mean?
People are hungry for tunes that are a bit more authentically like what it used to be, I think. Because a lot of times, I'm not saying that the new stuff is like there's a lot of external factors at the moment that are making producers have to adhere to a certain box of like Spotify will only put you on a playlist if your tune's 2.5 minutes long. I don't want to hear 2.5 minute long tunes. I want to hear 5-6 minute long tunes, you know, because I want to double drop 2 or 3 tunes into that tune when I'm DJing, you know. And so I guess we're kind of fighting against the rules that you have, like that really you have to adhere by if you're like a newer producer now.
Yeah. We're going against the grain, aren't we?
And like people are pushing like more of like an accessibility thing, and drum and bass was never really about accessibility. It was about like the core people who loved it.
About pushing the boundaries and doing something new and trying to, like, you know, just see where we can take this thing. Do you know what I mean? And also about like Jump Up, especially, right? I mean, it's called Jump Up, right? It's about energy. It's about like, you know, fun. And I just think like, I don't really recognize what we're doing right now as Jump Up. Do you know what I mean? Like what as a scene, I'm saying. But I see what we're doing as Jump Up, you know. So
yeah, it's good. I mean, well, so you've obviously seen like a lot of revisits to older tunes.
Yeah.
And we actually, me and Matt were talking about the ones that we personally would like to see. So for yourself,
we've got a wish list.
We've got a wish list. Spent a long time working on this. So
Okay.
my personal favourite for yourself would be Dangerous.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
You got stems for that one?
I do. I found everything off the album the other day. Like, I literally found on my hard drive.
Wasn't it in like the trash or something?
Yeah, it was just in a trash folder on a hard drive from 2006.
So close to losing it.
No, my entire discography from like 07 up until about 2013, just everything right then. And
just fucking bin it, bro.
I literally found it in the bin. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Kind of lost it there, like.
Yeah, I mean, I've searched for those project files again and again since like 2009 to 2010 and never found them, and then they turn up in a trash folder on a hard drive from 2013.
I'm a data hoarder, so like I've got everything backed up in like triplicate on my computer, multiple hard drives. When I went to work with Adam, I was like, "Have you got any backups?" He's like, "No, I just work off this one hard drive." I'm like, "Bro, buy a hard drive, bro."
Yeah, we are the complete opposite when it comes to that kind of
I
thing.
still had to bug him like 3 times to go get a hard drive.
I got one in the end.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I want to get a solid state drive to copy this one onto, because I'm like, this shit is like, it's priceless to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe some
cool.
cloud somewhere as well, just in case.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I thought that maybe stick it on Dropbox or something as well.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, yes, I've got Dangerous, and
Fantastic.
Mine, I think, ties into that 8-figure bass.
Yeah, that's actually probably next up. I would
Wow.
say. Yeah.
That's music to my ears. I love that tune.
Yeah.
And I had Get Down Low for yourself. Would you make a modern relic of that?
Yeah, we were talking about that actually. We might do that together. Maybe. I got all the parts for it, so yeah, I would like to do it. I think it would work as like a.
I mean, a collab on that would be outrageous. Yeah.
I've got a bit of an obscure one for you, actually, is King of Africa.
Okay, yeah.
Bongos Galore, great tune.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I don't even know if I know that one.
Great
I love all of Tom's music.
Yeah,
best. I'd like
cool
to
tune.
I've got
really
a wax
cool
copy
tune.
of it just down there.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I bought some of your guys' vinyls.
Oh, no way.
I'm going pure fanboy on this. I bought a pen and everything.
I really miss the days of vinyl. I know it's mad, but I miss the physical product. So many people come up to me at shows with records and ask me to sign them, and it feels really special that someone can own something physical.
I think you really appreciate things more having the physical copy of it, even when it was CDs and stuff. You know, you just kind of appreciate that album.
Yeah.
Even that video DVD you have. I think where everything's obviously digital now, it's kind of lost that to a degree, isn't it? And obviously it's cool they can bring it to you physically.
It's such a shame that it's so difficult to get vinyl made now.
Nah,
it's like months and months in advance. And nowadays, with the scheduling of how you've got to operate nowadays, it's, you know, you'd have to be on this kind of like so ahead of the game
But things just move so fast as well.
Yeah.
Nothing has the same shelf life that it used to. Do you know what I'm saying? Things are just here and gone so quickly.
Yeah.
With tunes, but like, you know what? Maybe making more interesting music that has a bit more vibe and emotion and feeling to it. Maybe that will make them make stuff last longer. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's true.
maybe if we're not so throwaway about it, then people won't throw it away so quickly. You know.
You're trying to change a culture there, though, aren't you? Which is that takes a lot of work.
Yeah, for sure. But for example, Tom was saying about the playlist thing about, you know, it's got to be 2.5 minutes, and that is definitely true. But we literally just got playlisted like a couple of days ago on the Jump Up playlist on Spotify with Inside the Rider, which is definitely longer than
It's like 4.5 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're already kind of breaking some molds there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think even just daring to kind of do what we're doing is breaking a mold, really. Like, there's like drum and bass has become so formulaic that even just kind of slightly deviating from it seems a bit mad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I've noticed a few things changing a little bit with the formula of it. A lot of stuff. If you look at us like QZB, obviously more in the minimal world, but a lot of their actual arrangements are a little bit different. So instead of us having like 16 bar or 32 bar breakdowns, we're seeing them going for only like 8 bars and stuff like that.
Interesting.
I really like seeing stuff like that in drum and bass because just throws you
Culture
off,
Shock
right?
always did mad arrangements where like
Yeah, he did actually.
you'd have like the drop and then there'd be like another little build, and like, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, well, what was that? There was a specific tune that did that Troglodyte.
Troglodyte,
that had a
yeah.
mad arrangement
loved
on it.
it.
Like that did all kind of
Yeah.
mad, and it just kept it really interesting, didn't it? You know?
Yeah.
I love that tune.
I think
might
it's
draw
cool
that
to
out,
break
to
the
be
rules and do weird stuff like that.
Yeah,
You have to also remember that DJs need to be able to mix things as well.
yeah, yeah. You've got to be mindful of that. Sure,
Yeah.
yeah. It has to be easy to play and make you look good. Although you can't, you know, be catching people out and stuff.
Yeah, like an odd snare, just like
yeah,
clanging.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
actually something interesting you've said that, 'cause just to lead on to. I was really intrigued about how you found the crew clash that you both did. Obviously a bit different, so I suppose you had to work together quite closely to kind of make that work,
No, we just literally
or winged it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it was completely winged, that set. Like, yeah.
Brilliant.
Adam was drinking all day.
Yeah, I was absolutely slaughtered by the time I got on the decks. I'm not going to lie. I think I had about 8 pints or something by the time I got on the decks.
And I
Maddie, you would never even know, so fair
I
play.
appreciate that.
we just agreed that we would, because obviously there's no link between the two sets of decks. Although there is actually, I could hear him on channel 4, but I didn't even know that till the end.
Oh, I didn't even know that at all.
No.
Right.
So you could mix into the outgoing tune if you wanted to in the headphones.
Yeah.
But we just agreed on a tempo at the beginning, and then we both know that it's like 16 bars kind of transitions, and we had like an international signal that was like,
Yeah. Like that. But even knowing this, I still blatantly missed the first couple of ones.
Yeah.
I'm just he's like that, and I'm just kind of steaming
he was,
through it.
I was like, maintain eye contact as much as you can throughout the thing, and he was just like looking down.
I was having quite a lot of problems with my monitor. Like for the first 15 minutes, I was having a lot of trouble with the monitor. But
I didn't have monitors.
yeah, see, well, the problem was the monitor was delayed, but everybody else was mixing off the front of house system.
Yeah.
Because we're in the middle of the dance floor, so you've literally got the whole system pointing at you, and I'm for some reason like, I've got no monitor. I need a monitor. Somebody bring me a monitor, and then I'm like, I can't hear it. Turn it up, and it was out of time. So
Slightly phased out of phase.
Yeah.
so for the first 15 minutes, so things were a bit ropey for me. But the thing, even listening back to it, I'm like, nah, you know what? I might look like a tit for the first 15 minutes, but it's still worth it because it's such a cool set. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that like, you know, egotistically, just to listen to, I'm like, oh, this is so cool to hear all this music in this kind of same, you know, set.
Had a great reaction as well, I've seen.
Yeah.
So many people love, you know, that style of drum and bass.
It's really interesting to see. I think a lot of the people in there, they're obviously the Crewcast crowd, and they probably didn't know any of the tunes.
yeah.
That's really cool to be able to introduce older music to a
Especially
younger
as we know,
crowd.
there's so many amazing tracks from that era as well, and imagine never hearing them.
Yeah.
So many great tracks.
There was a few soldiers in there, though.
Yeah,
There was a
like,
couple.
I noticed the couple when I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think by and large, it was interesting because we were watching kind of the sets happen, obviously, before we went on, and I was saying to Tom, I'm like, this is definitely a Crewcast crowd because they don't tell you, they don't publish the lineup, right? So people are going to go down there expecting like, you know, turn on disruptive vibes and amplify all that kind of stuff, right? And I knew that what we were about to do was going to be like very different to all of that. So I'm like, you know what, they may not fully get what we're going to do here, but when it actually goes out to the public on like on YouTube where it can actually, you know, find its audience, I think it will do well then. Do you know? And that's exactly what's happened. Do you know what I mean?
I only found out about the set, I think 2 days before we
Yeah.
could play it. So I didn't really sleep for 2 days because I really knew the significance of having to do a good show. So I did a lot of preparation of like all the tracks I wanted to play. I made like 2 or 3 VIPs for the show itself. Just, you know,
It was worth it, man.
it was worth it,
like,
definitely, yeah. But it was like, obviously with a new baby and that, I'm like,
yeah.
yeah.
I was going to ask, how is the obviously, yeah, congratulations,
Thank you.
Yeah, big
marriage and baby.
congratulations.
Yeah.
How have you found juggling the music with family life?
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It is a lot. But being a dad is the best thing in the whole world. It really is. There's nothing better in my whole life than my little boy. It's like my happy thought every day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I love that.
yeah. It's the best thing.
has he been throwing gun fingers yet, or is it still too early?
One. He loves doing this thing where he just goes like, points up at the lights in the ceiling and goes like, ah. Yeah. He's everyone that meets him is like, he's the nicest little boy. So yeah, it's
I
great.
love that.
That's
That's
wicked.
brilliant.
Me and my missus, I don't share. It's weird because I talk about him on my socials, but I'm not ever going to show his face on there because I kind of believe that he should be able to decide whether he wants to be in the public eye or not.
Yeah, I
think
get that.
When
Yeah.
he's 18 or whatever, he can decide whether he wants to go on Instagram and do what
Yeah,
he's going to do.
makes sense.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm weird. I don't really like when people use their kids to sort of like on their socials if they're artists. I want to see you for your music, not to see you.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
yet. See. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
understand that.
Well, speaking of your socials, obviously you're very active online, and I watched one that I found very entertaining, which was about your analog gear.
Right.
You had about like your studio. You got one system. You got a computer that's got Windows Vista,
Yeah.
and it's like is it on its last legs?
It's just an old laptop. So
Yeah.
I got like 3 studios in my studio. I got like a very modern one, which is all the new software and all the like modern gizmos, which is mainly just software. And then I've got a kind of 2002 to 2009 laptop, which has got all the software like Logic 5.5, old software. And then I've got a hardware system, which is more like 1999 to the early 2000s to do that sort of Bad Company or Old Jungle, and that's all hardware gear. So there's no software really apart from sequencing and that. So it's like samplers and a mixing desk and that kind of stuff. And each era has its own sound, and I sell some of the tunes sort of, I don't feel like they've really got any kind of commercial appeal in the commercial space, so I sell them just directly on my website to people, to kind of collectors who are into that sort of sound. And it's really interesting working in those different environments. Mainly I work on the 2002 system, sort of 2002, 2009, because that's when I made the most of like the music that were my kind of, I guess, hits, if you want to call it. And they all sound really different. People say that it doesn't, but I mean, you were trying it, weren't you? Like 32-bit plugins.
Yeah. I mean, I just did, I've got 2 setups, but they're on the same computer. So I've got a 32-bit setup, so 32-bit copy of Nuendo 4 with all like 32-bit, synths and all that kind of stuff, plugins and whatnot. And I've got obviously my modern setup. And I've basically been using the 32-bit one to kind of extract all of the files and the stems out of the old projects and stuff. But I'm actually thinking I might go out and buy a power core again.
Mate.
Get my Oxfords back on
Give
there.
it a
and
go.
stuff, do you know what I mean? Like,
I said to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Try the 32-bit.
Yeah.
And you came back to me a couple of days later and you were like, it sounds really different.
Yeah.
Like, really, all the EQs respond differently.
Yeah.
The DAW sounds completely different.
It's not like, you know, when people are like, oh, I can hear the difference between an MP3 and a WAV. It's not that. It's literally like the envelopes open differently. The filters have more edge to them, and just like, you know, on certain synths, and like you say, even on the actual channel EQ, innuendo is completely different back then to what it is now. Like you can put the same values in with the same source, like, you know, material or whatever, and it will sound different. Which is crazy to me. I'm like, well, what have we lost? You know what I mean? Because I think back in 2009, 2010, when we kind of switched over to the 64-bit stuff, I knew that I couldn't access my old sounds anymore and stuff, and I just kind of plowed on, not really kind of registering that, because I'd also moved to Toronto and changed studio at the time as well. So I was in a different studio. I had to buy different monitors when I got out there because I couldn't bring the speakers with me; they were too heavy. And changed, you know, Cubase, upgraded to 64-bit and all the other plugins, and just kind of I think around then just kind of lost the shine on what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? So to have that setup back and to be able to like open that old stuff and get that like that kind of raw energy that you can get out of
so much nostalgia.
Oh
isn't it?
yeah, it's amazing. Like, yeah, I mean,
even like on the older software, you could have just drums, bass, effects,
yeah,
couple things. And you're like, that's a tune. It's done.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this sounds sick.
yeah. Most of my synths back in the day would
Yeah.
have basically an Oxford EQ and maybe an reverb on it. Most of it was coming straight out of the synth.
Yeah.
There's no like, now it's like a stack of plugins, you know.
And you're chasing to try and get that.
Yeah,
old
trying to
sound.
get that simple
Yeah.
thing that you were getting with like one EQ and an Arva. I know it proper sounds like some old man chat or whatever, but like
No, I get that, and
but
I'd
it's
say
real. Do you know what I
obviously
mean?
I've been producing not overly long, but I think something that seems to happen a lot nowadays. There's so many plugins, there's so many options, so many ways of doing things. I find sometimes even myself, I can get a bit lost in. I think you can even see a plugin that looks so cool.
Yeah.
It does this, it does that, and then before you know, you've got 1,000 plugins.
Yeah.
Probably don't even use like maybe.
I think the main point there is that, like you said, it looks so cool.
Yeah,
The architecture below all of these plugins is quite often based on the same code. Whereas back in the day, it would be like little boutique guys. Nowadays, a lot of the plugin companies are just farming out their code to like code bases. So all the plugins, they look really flashy, but under the hood is just the same stuff. Whereas before, it was like weird, like scientist dudes
yeah,
who
with passion.
just like, this code's crazy. It was
Yeah.
all like new to them. So the sound is just very, very, very different.
I
And it's-
suppose with analog stuff as well, even if I don't know this, but I'm curious to know,
Yeah.
would like say if you had two of the same piece of equipment, would they potentially be slightly different?
It sounds really, really different.
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Even from like different generations. So I've got Hazard was really kind to me, and he gave me two of his old EMU samplers, and there's like an E6400 and eSynth that he gave me, and then I've got an E6400 Ultra, and those three samplers, even though they're the same, pretty much the same sampler, they all sound different in a different
Wow.
way. Like you can hear from like early Dillinger tunes when he was on the emus, like the sound of that one is different to like what Bad Company were doing when they were on their emus.
It's amazing, yeah. It's really cool.
It's really, really interesting. Like, I wouldn't say that it's actually analog. It is kind of analog, but the samplers are still digital.
Yeah, it's digital. Yeah,
There's still a digital thing,
Yeah.
but it is going analog into a desk.
there's all the converters and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously they had like limitations at the time, so they'd have to do clever things with the processing power to make it, and you get artifacts from that, right? Which gives
Absolutely,
it character.
yeah.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for certain stuff, it sounds way better. Like we're obviously geeking out a little bit in terms of the production, but that's kind of mainly our lives. It's
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Of course.
living that. But even if you get like a respace sound and you put it into the EMU and you play it up and down on the scales, it sounds like a classic tune. Instead of just sounding like, oh, that's that sound looped, and like it's kind of got this like raw kind of like thing to it, like
proper character to it.
fucking hell, that
Yeah,
sounds
It gives it to
sick.
play it in with all the character already into it instead of processing everything in
Yeah.
afterwards
Yeah.
with like a
It's
stock
just coming
sound.
out naturally, like, do you know what I mean?
That's nice.
Cool.
It's literally just, you can really do no wrong in a lot of that old gear.
So true, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, optical was really all about the emus and photech and like, you know, when that sampler came out.
I think everybody had like either an emu or an Akai, right?
Akai,
I was an Akai guy personally, but like, yeah.
The Akai was like more on the jungle side of things, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
They don't really keep time quite as well as the emus. So
Mate, I never finished the tune on it.
Yeah.
I basically went to Formation Studios in like 2001 or something, and I've been trying my arse off to make a tune on like hardware. We had like the whole desk and all that kind of stuff, and Twisted was based there at the time. He was like recording his Tooled Up album at the time, and Leroy SS was like, "Oh, everybody come in Twisted studio, come and check out what he's doing and stuff." And there was loads of us there. I think it was us, John B, just loads of people. And he's like, I'm like, "What are you making all this on?" Because I don't see any samplers or anything. He's like, "Oh, I'm just doing it all in the box." And I'm like, what does that even mean? Do you know what I mean? Because I think Cubase was on like Cubase VST at this point. It was like very new tech. Do you know what I mean? And he gave me a DVD with like Cubase, Hallion, like V Station, bunch of other synths on it and stuff like that. And I was up and running making tunes like within about a month from that. Wow. You know what I mean? So it was crazy, but. Yeah, I so to kind of come back to what you're saying, I didn't spend that long on actual hardware samplers. Yeah. I was on the 32-bit Hallion like pretty much from the start, I would say, really. But I do remember it, and I love the music from that era as well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I was going to say as well, actually, it's been really cool. Like lately, say over the past year or so, you've really gone back to that kind of sound you're so famous for. Obviously. What would you say brought you back to kind of making tunes like this again that you have been? Is there anything in particular? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I basically got to the point because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I didn't make modern drum and bass. Like I didn't do about 20 tunes with fake drops in it and make all the same sounds everybody else was making, because I did that for about a couple of years. Do you know what I mean? When I got back from Toronto in like 2000 and I think it was 2022 or something like that, I made Haunted and Deeper and a bunch of other tunes which I had a lot of success with. Do you know what I mean? I think we charted and stuff, got some number ones and all that kind of thing. But like, I don't know, I just kept on it got to a point where I'm like, oh, well, what do I think they want to hear next? Like, how should I do this fake drop? I've already done 10. What am I going to do different about this one? And I just wasn't getting the same sort of like energy out of actually making the music that I used to. I'm just sitting there having a pretty crap time making some music, and the sales started kind of going down, and I wasn't hitting the chart, and I'm like, this is just going badly wrong. Like, not only do I not love what I'm doing, nobody else does either, right? Understandably, because I think it's got to be genuine. It's got to come from a genuine place for people to connect to it, right?
Absolutely.
And so I was like, you know what? If this ship is gonna sink, like if I'm going down, I want to go down doing something I love, not pretending to be something else. Yeah. So I think I uploaded a video on Instagram, and I did like a triple, and it was a different version of Where's My Money? Yeah, Where's My Money? We Will Wobble, and I double dropped We Will Wobble with D for Danger, and that was kind of the main focus of the video, was D for Danger, right? And the reaction to that was just insane. I think I had to about 26,000 views in like a few hours or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this is actually striking a chord with people. Like I want to do this, and they want to hear it. So that's basically how it started.
Makes total sense.
People love your music, man.
Yeah,
they love your music.
Yeah,
a lot of people. Go back. And also like, a lot of people maybe didn't even follow you from back in the day.
Yeah.
So like, I reckon because your socials are really blowing up.
Yeah.
And it's probably people who didn't even know you were on there.
Yeah.
But are like discovering you again and like reliving a lot of their kind of party years.
The amount of messages I get off people that it like clearly means a lot to what we're doing and what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? That like we are so glad that you're bringing this back, because we've all just felt so lost for so long. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, we were even the same with the pair of you. You know, our teens, 20s, like you shaped those years for us. But I think what's something really cool actually about the pair of you is that I find, especially, you know, where drum and bass to a degree has got kind of sectioned off, you know, back in the days, everything under one roof. Now you might have a neuro night, a minimal night, a liquid night, things like that. But something I've always noticed is you might get someone who's a massive neurofunk head, things like that. They always will say, but we love Sin and TC.
Yeah.
I think that's something really cool that you can actually blur the lines to the point that everyone just loves you both, loves your tunes.
Booked at, like noisiest nights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was always kind of weird because the crowd are like Nero heads, but I'm playing like full on jump. They love it too. I think.
Yeah,
definitely.
no, 100%, man. Yeah, I found out that what we do kind of crosses boundaries like that. Yeah, for sure. And I think it's because it has like the energy of Neuro and some of the sound design kind of values of music. I mean, because I think typically Jump Up didn't really have great sort of sound design value or musicality, and I think that's kind of what we did for it. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you're a lot more technical than I am.
Do you think?
Yeah, like
That's
when I listen to
interesting,
like your tunes, I'm like, there's a lot going on in there, but you make it work.
I feel like
I'm
you're
really
more of a
raw.
musician than me, though. To be fair, I feel
Possibly.
like because you can play, you can play stuff. I just kind of get by. I can play a scale, but like you can literally play a piece of music. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's interesting that we both clearly respect, what we each do.
I've
Do you
been
know what I
playing
mean?
your tunes for a long time.
Yeah, same here, mate. Yeah. I used to
we
always.
we never really connected properly
Nah.
for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Because we were both stoners back in the day, innit? So it's just
Well, I'm super glad the link up has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to see.
No, I distinctly remember.
I mean, we hung out in Los Angeles,
yeah.
and
yeah,
like,
that,
yeah, like,
But it was cool, but I don't think we spoke again really after.
not
that.
really, no.
Nah, it's like, all
We're
right,
just living our lives, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. But I distinctly remember being in an airport with you one time. It might have been about 2012, and I guess the moment had kind of passed a bit. And I was like, we should really do it. We should make a tune, man. We should
Yeah.
call that. Tom's like, no.
Did I say that?
But fucking shot me down.
Wow.
Yeah. But I got it. I actually, same as you, I hate working with other people. I can't
Yeah, I
stand
think
it,
that's
like-
probably where it was coming from.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
We worked, like, I really enjoy working with you on music.
Yeah.
Because we're on the same wavelength 100%.
That
And
helps, yeah.
like, if he's like, send me this, I do it straight away. And the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's on it.
Yeah.
And I really like working with people who are just like on the same kind of work ethic. They just live it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Do you guys work more remotely, or do you guys get together in the studio?
We had one session in the studio.
Yeah.
We'll be planning to do a lot more of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been building out my studio, building some bass traps and stuff to make it actually like work for more than one person, because I was just working on headphones before that. And obviously with two people, it's a bit more fun if you can actually put it on the speakers and it doesn't sound like you're in a shower or something, or just like a random attic or something, do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Oh, that's wicked. You mentioned earlier about obviously you coming back, obviously being in Canada, living in Toronto. If you obviously now you come back, what aspect of Canada would you bring back to the UK? Because obviously you was out there for quite a long time, wasn't you?
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, you know what? If we're talking fast food, I've got a list. And that's,
Okay, we'll go fast food.
I put a lot of weight on out in Toronto. Like, it was only because I went through a horrendous breakup that I actually managed to like lose a bunch of it. And I'm like, I might grow some hair now as well. Why not? But yeah, fast food probably. Like they do. So, like there was a place called Rudy's that did the best smash burgers I've ever had in my life. It was so good. Popeyes, which is here now, but I can't eat it because I'm now allergic to gluten, which is quite sad. Wendy's, which is also here as well. I used to live by the harbour in Toronto. I used to spend a lot of time they've got a lot of like sort of fake beaches going up around there, and I used to just spend a lot of time just smoking weed and chilling out down there, and I kind of miss that a bit. And there was an island down there that we used to go to. Half of it was like a nudist beach and the other half wasn't, so you'd just be sat there like
Naked.
tripping. Well, not fully clothed. Well, okay, maybe shorts or whatever, with a zoot, fucking tripping one time, and you could just get some big fat naked guy walk past you with his fucking
Government.
Yeah,
the name of that. Yeah, so
That
I've
was
been
on the
playing.
harbour, actually.
I've
That
been
was
playing in Toronto since like 2006.
Yeah,
I think around then times. And
that was on the other side of the harbour.
yeah. So I used to play this club called Government there.
I was a coder.
Yeah.
You probably
Jose, was it Jose used to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Destiny.
I was just out there playing for Destiny. Actually, it's a great crowd.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
what's the
proper
D&B
junglers.
scene like over
Yeah,
there? It's
it's-
thriving. I mean, it has been for a long time, like you said, going back there all those years ago. So was would you say there's differences in the scene between there and the UK, or?
Yeah, I think you can't beat the UK scene. I mean, drum and bass was like born here. Do you know what I mean? And for all that, there are wicked crowds elsewhere. Like I love the Australian crowd, love the New Zealand crowds, Germany. Like, every crowd is sick in its own right. But I just personally feel like England is home for this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel like main stage or up close, dingy, and personal vibes?
Up close, dingy, and personal vibes every time.
What about yourself?
Yeah, I prefer being able to work a smaller crowd. I think if you can get 300 people like climbing over the decks trying to rewind your tunes,
Yeah.
it's a lot more of a guttural experience.
Definitely.
I mean, I've done a lot of like bigger shows, and they are great.
Yeah.
They can be amazing, but sometimes they can be you feel a bit disconnected.
That's it, innit? Yeah, you're kind of a bit too away. I played 2 shows on New Year's Eve, and they're both literally that. One was like a massive warehouse thing. It was Unit 9 or Unit 11 or whatever.
Milton
Keynes.
Yeah.
And then the other one was a smaller thing. I can't quite remember where it was. Sorry. But the smaller thing was the vibes were just mad because they were right on top of the decks and stuff, and you could see pick people out in the crowd and vibe with them. I love to kind of pick a few people out in the crowd, and if I can make them go mad, do you know what I mean? Then the job's done as far as I'm concerned, because you can't please everybody, right? But
I used to fixate really badly on the one person that wasn't having a good time, and it probably wasn't anything to do with me. Probably they've just done a really dodgy whatever. Yeah. And they're just
coming up like this.
I always used to just be like, why aren't they having a good time? I'm just like, can you, and then you play a really obscure tune and they might go like this.
And you're like, oh, right. You were here for somebody else.
Nowadays, I just tend to just look at the back of the room.
Really?
Yeah.
I like to connect with a couple of people.
Yeah. I'll do the point and...
Yeah, I thought you were connecting with people more than I was at the Clash, for example, because I've seen you turn around, you're like, hey, to people.
Some girl came up to me and she said, she handed me her phone and it had some text messages on it, but I couldn't read it. And then she shouted at me, she was like, my dad loves you.
Oh, great.
And then she turns her phone around again and it's like her dad on FaceTime. And he's going like, yeah. Sick.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a bit busy, but yeah, cool.
Obviously, you guys played a lot of shows. What are some of the most unhinged, crazy stuff that you've seen when you're out and about?
Well, me and my brother were playing a festival in Australia a while back. It was in a big sort of amphitheatre thing, and some guy took a load of liquid acid, we found out later, and basically ripped his shirt off in the middle of the dance floor and then ran straight at us, climbed over a couple of girls to get on the stage, apparently dislocating one of their shoulders, and then jumped up onto the decks and literally beat his chest.
No.
And then chased me and my brother around the stage. Wow. And my brother's tax man. So we were literally running around the stage. As he's running, he clocks some poor girl in the face as well, and she goes down. No. And then a bunch of the stage hands kind of grabbed him and wrestled him to the floor and kind of beat him with a mic stand.
Wow.
That's probably one of the craziest things.
That's what was the music still playing?
Yeah. Oh, no. The music stopped after, because when he jumped on the decks and he jumped off, he kind of sent everything off. And so literally the whole crowd was just kind of watching this thing happen. Yeah.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall, in his bedroom the next morning.
Yeah. I know.
That probably didn't wear off for a while.
Yeah.
Probably still
probably
rocking
the
back.
following week, I think. I mean, there's more. They literally put him in an ambulance to subdue him, and we were just kind of sat outside the ambulance, just having a chat, maybe a zoo as well, to be fair. And then all of a sudden, the ambulance doors just kind of burst open, and it's him again. He's not trying to rampage. I had to go and grab him again. Yeah, it's actually mad.
Wow.
There was a time when I played a G-Dub gig actually back in, I don't know, it was probably 2005 or something. It was somewhere in Manchester, and the promoter got robbed at gunpoint in the corridor behind the decks while we were on the decks.
Wow.
So that was pretty mad as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
Not as fun as
Back in the day when it was moody.
Yeah, when it was proper moody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever play Brixton? Did you play maths in
Yeah,
Brixton or
but-
anything like that?
Oh,
I
yeah,
grew
I've
up
been to Mass,
in
yeah.
St Paul's in Bristol, so like
Okay, yeah.
I can just smell it.
Yeah.
I've got like a sixth sense. I know when I'm being scoped. I know when darkness is about to sort of
Yeah.
descend, and I just bounce.
Yeah, fair.
It's
Yeah.
not about it. I've been in way too much trouble with like to like want to be around it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, of course, I get that.
But yeah, sometimes I remember like what was that one? There was a few in London that were always a bit like, oh, this feels a little bit.
Yeah. I signed money and tits in Russia one time.
Well,
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
At the same time?
Full Nick. No, I think it was one after the other. I don't think
I
it
think
was.
money's quite a sort of no, like happens quite a lot in Russia.
Yeah.
right.
Sign that was they give you a note.
I haven't been there.
Yeah, literally a bill and a thing. Yeah, this was a long time ago. But yeah, just like literally a note and give us a pen and write on it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, random question, but I'm intrigued to know what you say to this. So, if you were in a club, you had each other's USB sticks, but it only has the other person's tunes on, what would you start the set with, and what would you finish the set with?
Oh, that's a good one. I got instant anxiety from the thought of not having my USB there. But I think I'd probably open with Rockstar. I reckon I'd probably open with Rockstar, and I'd probably finish with Game Over, I reckon. Yeah.
Good answer. Yeah,
Yeah.
love that.
Your turn.
Don't Be Silly and Power of Ra remix probably.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah, fair.
Power of Ra remix is really interesting because it starts off in one key and then I think it's D
Yeah.
and then it goes into A sharp.
Yeah.
But it's really good because you can like, it's a good transition to get between the keys. I'm quite a key guy when it comes to doubles. Not all the time. Sometimes you can do a double that's totally out of key.
Yeah,
and it
I've got a
works
couple
really,
like that.
really well.
Yeah. So this is what I mean as a musician. I didn't even know Ra started in one key and ended in another.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
There's a couple pendulum tunes like that as well.
Is it?
I was never that guy
Yeah.
for a long time, and then I sort of realised a lot of these tunes are in different keys. I was never sort of awake to it in that way.
Yeah.
And then I remember watching like Pendulum playing, and like they were obviously doing that kind of stuff, like before anybody was doing any of that stuff. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the thought of playing off someone else's USB is
It's terrifying, isn't
terrifying.
it? Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? You've got so many tunes that I like. I can't even remember my own sort of discography. Like people are constantly sending me tunes saying, "Oh, is this you?" And I'm like, "Definitely," but I don't even remember. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and so I remember any of Tom's at all is a bit of a miracle. But like, yeah, you've got so many tunes that I love. Like literally, you could just play me a discog and I'd be like, "Yeah, that one's sick. That one's sick. I remember that one. That one." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And do you have a favourite current tune that's not made by either of yourselves? Is there something, the track out right now by someone else?
I actually don't, to be fair.
No.
I'm a bit ignorant like that. Yeah, I mostly listen to my own music really, or just whatever I'm making at the time. Really.
Yeah, makes sense.
There's a few people around that. There's a guy called Bully who's got like some interesting music.
Okay.
And I check all my promos.
Yeah.
So if anyone sends me stuff on Instagram, I may not reply. I'm probably doing myself a disfavor by saying it, but I do listen to everything that comes through.
Really? What? Even the
Everything.
Unreleased kind of.
Yeah, because I just feel like if you're a real crate digger, even if someone sends me fucking 50 tunes in a folder,
Yeah.
I will flick through the 50 tunes because there's sometimes number 48 is like that's going straight in the
Fair.
set. It's fucking sick,
Yeah.
and that's the different like because you kind of find that if you've got those little secret weapons that nobody's got,
Yeah.
I feel like.
As a DJ, you need that.
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like probably, I imagine that Randall was probably a bit like that.
Yeah.
I would imagine he like checked everything just because you just never know what
It's
you
true.
could be getting from some random person. And even though like a lot of the tunes ain't for me, it's really difficult giving feedback to people. A lot of people ask for feedback on tunes.
Yeah.
And I feel like once somebody sends something out to the world, it's a piece of art and I cannot be negative about it.
Right.
Even if I don't particularly like it for my set, somebody might really like it.
True.
So, and I don't want to bad vibe people, so I always just say, yeah, keep going. Like, it's really good, keep going. Because I remember when I was an up-and-coming producer, there was a guy called Gerard who ran Drive-By, which was a night in Bristol. And I know I was making like the shittest tunes, but every time I sent them to him, he'd be like, yeah, that's it, keep going. Like, keep going. Because he knew that you don't want to hear someone say, like, I don't know, what would you even say? Like, you're going to just bad vibe someone for a week if like,
Yeah.
Be
you know, they
disheartened,
really
wouldn't
look
it?
up to
Yeah.
you, don't they? So like, and
I'm not the same. I'll literally be like, I don't like it.
right, fair. And that's probably more constructive feedback.
Well, do you know the thing, like you can like always deliver them like the famous what we call a shit sandwich. So then it would be like something good,
Right.
and you know
Yeah.
something negative, and then another bit of bread,
Yeah.
something good. There.
I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
offer
Make you
like
feel
a
good at the
full.
end.
I offer like a full consultancy service that I've done for one person on my website who
Yeah.
found it. Like, my website's a bit janky, but there's like a mastering bit, but underneath the mastering bit, because I do a little bit of mastering, there's like I'll write a PDF about your tune, like, you know, a full couple pages of like
Oh, nice.
what I
Like a
really
critique
think about
kind
it.
of
Yeah,
thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay for it, but
Yeah.
like I'll like go in and give you proper critique,
Yeah.
because I feel like, you know, my time's not free, but some people really want to get that sort of
Yeah.
detailed feedback. But only one person's ever used that service.
It does help as well, because it is hard as a new producer. One of the hardest things is to get people to listen to your music and then actually give you like a constructive, you know, feedback on it or whatever.
And I think now, I wouldn't want to be starting.
No.
I couldn't even imagine how difficult it is to get any kind of attention unless you're like
Yeah.
willing to be like really extroverted.
Yeah.
And producers in general are not extroverted.
There's a reason that we're sat in a studio by ourselves the whole time, like doing what we do. Do you know what I mean? It's not because I want to go out and be around
No.
people, like, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%.
Well,
I think by nature we're introverted,
and
generally.
quite sort of on the spectrum, I think. a lot
yeah,
of us.
yeah, there's an element of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you're willing to spend like a year or so learning the intricacies of
Long, like 10 years just listening to snares.
oh yeah, exactly, yeah, and hi hats and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
It's something my wife complains about a lot. Because she'll be hearing, it's like, oh, I'm so sick of that snare. Like, I can't stand it. I feel sorry for her because I'm
My wife
invested in
kicked
it.
me out into the garage.
is
She got the garage converted. It was like,
I've got a neighbour
banished.
upstairs who doesn't talk to me. Like I say hello to them, and I know it's because like
Oh, really?
they must be sitting in an area where like the bass all collects. Yeah, they must feel.
yeah.
need some big traps, man.
I say good morning to them, and they're like, all right. Sorry, Like, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add on that a little bit. So you mentioned obviously you don't listen to maybe necessarily stuff inside a drum bass. What?
You know, I would like to say actually one of my favourite tracks at the moment. Sorry to interrupt, but
That's all right.
Because I was just thinking, I wanted to say this a minute ago. It's not like I do love other people's music as well. One of my favourite tunes right now is actually quite an old one. It's that number one tune by Clips and is it Ben West?
Yeah.
Yeah, love that one.
It's a good
love that tune.
tune.
Yeah.
He pulled it on me at a house party a while back, and it's been in my set ever since. I'm
Love
like,
that.
I need to play this tune. You know, it's so cool. And I think, and people actually like playing that tune to people. I'm like,
Have you got the other two remixes though?
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the original one.
Yeah.
The first one, like, yeah, but they're cool. Like, you sent me them.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You can see I'm an ex-stoner, right? I don't know what's going on.
No idea. Yeah. Now you got you. I'm on a shared Dropbox folder with you in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're like sending each other bits and bobs. So.
Spreadsheets. You know?
Yeah.
PDF.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. I interrupted.
No, that's all right. I was just saying, like, so maybe like outside of drum and bass, is there any influences that come from any other kind of genres?
Just film scores for me. Like, yeah, mostly like film scores.
Top
Yeah.
film score,
My favorite, Blade Runner, obviously.
yeah.
But just other like obscure stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that. It can just be like, and it's generally older stuff as well. I don't know if you can tell like from the music I make, but a lot of like if I do a musical part in an intro or whatever, it's kind of nostalgic, sort of, cinematic kind of vibes, and that's the type of stuff that influences me a lot, really.
I feel like
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you go on.
I feel like a lot of producers now are living in like an echo chamber. And back in the day, I think people used to draw influences a lot more outside of the genre.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
I think people are drawing more influences from within drum and bass. So it's kind of like just reverberating the same kind of ideas. Personally, I have like a very diverse musical taste. I love listening to like classical music and stuff like that, and just everything, 70s, 80s, everything. Whenever I'm in the car and we've got like the 80s on, I'm like, that's a sick little riff, or like, you know.
I love it.
And drawing from things from outside of the genre, I think is so important, and maybe it's something that's a little bit lost now. I think a lot of people are chasing, because of social media, they're chasing success instead of chasing the kind of making drum and bass better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'd agree with that too.
So they're chasing the vibe, they're just chasing the numbers. I want likes.
Yeah.
I want
But
attention.
It's really hard to make a living. It's really hard to make a living as a drum and bass DJ and producer now. It's harder for me. It's harder than it's ever been, and I can see why you would have to start to want to appeal to like algorithms and certain kind of formulas just to be able to survive as an artist. And I think that's a little bit sad, but I think maybe that's just the times we're living in a little
Sign
bit.
of the times.
Yeah.
It's like you say, I wouldn't even know where. If I was starting fresh right now, it would be so daunting, because you're like, right, I need to get my own audience by showing people my music, right? But I need to get traction on like Instagram and stuff like that in order to do that. And if you're starting with absolutely nothing but a tune, which probably isn't like a great tune, like, how do you even get attention for that? Do you know what I mean? You're just going to be another one of them videos with like 100 likes at best. And
There's one guy called Yussi who's managed to do it.
is it? Yeah.
Who's like, but he did on his Instagram, he did 1,000 hours where he was like logging every hour and showing his progress. And,
Oh wow. Okay, that's
and
cool.
like, but the work rate involved in that is like, compared to what we had to do, you make like 2 tunes a year and release them, and then like you get booked for the rest of the year. I mean, there's just so much less music and less noise.
Yeah.
Must be really difficult to cut through that noise.
Yeah,
now,
'cause I was gonna
unless you're
say-
willing to put on a silly hat and dance on the decks.
I mean, that said though, right? Remember back in the day, right? We'd all have record boxes full of dub plates, right? And I used to pay about 40 quid to get 2 tracks, like one cut on each side of the dub plate from Transition or whatever it was. Do you know what I mean? I used to love getting them packages, but like, in order to get into a DJ's record box, they've got to love your tune that much that they're going to spend like 40 quid cutting it for starters. And you've only got a like finite amount of space in the record box as well, right? You're not going to carry 2 of them things around, because I used to pretty much break my hand just carrying one. Do you know what I'm saying? So there was still a difficulty. And that's also like a quality control thing as well, right? Like now, all you have to do is make a tune, bounce it off an MP3, and it's done. It's pretty much out there. Do you know what I mean? There's been nobody to make sure, like, is this actually a good tune? Or, like, is this like, does this deserve to carry drum and bass or not? Do you know what I'm saying?
And it can be throwaway because, like you said, there's no money
Yeah, it doesn't
involved.
matter,
It's just off it goes into
no
the world.
expense. Yeah, it's totally throwaway.
And I get it. Like, there are people who are like, just be free with it. And I guess that I kind of agree with that as well. But for me, I feel like there's so much legacy in the music that you do have to adhere to certain production standards. I feel like there's a lot of laziness with things like Splice, where people are using it's like everybody nowadays has got the same sample library because they're all just digging on this one website.
Yeah.
It's got all the same sounds. Like,
To the point where people are even drawn for the same vocal.
Yeah.
Like we did that, I did that Haunted track, not to mention it, but that was back when I was doing that sort of method. I was using Splice and I was using the same sounds and stuff. And somebody brought out a tune with the same vocal on it, like I think the following year or something. I can't remember who or what. But.
The thing, essentially, people are skipping the pain of making music.
Yeah.
And that's half the thing, is like, I have to spend 3 days just sampling off weird old records and like YouTube and sample digging for samples.
And it's
like
your taste as well.
Yeah.
It's your curation. You're like, this is what I'm interested in. That I get a vibe off that, not like just being presented with a million samples that all sound kind of all right.
Yeah.
Can I get?
I mean, I've never been on this place. What's it like?
It's like white rice, mate. It's just
Yeah.
so bland. Do you know what I mean? And this is one of the reasons I went back to doing things the way I used to do, because I sat and listened to a bunch of my old stuff on YouTube, because I just hadn't for like a couple of decades. Hadn't even heard a lot of it. And all the intros were just so like, I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but the intros are just so like mad and colourful and vibey and different, you know what I mean? And then I'm thinking about the splice stuff that I was using. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just going to get the synths out and play it again and sample stuff, you know. Luckily we can sample off YouTube now, which is it's a bit easier.
There's this website where it'll pick a random YouTube video for you and you can just click it and
really?
sit there with like audio hijack on and just record like random samples off YouTube all the time.
cool.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Even just like little bits of speech or like a lot of times if I'm watching, I'm quite addicted to YouTube. There'll be something in like I watch a lot of talks like on all sorts of stuff like
Nerdy stuff like that.
really nerdy stuff. And sometimes there was this one which was about enshittification of the internet.
Right.
Like the model is people make a service free and then they start advertising and then it just gets shitter and shitter and shitter. And they're just basically, it's their bottom line is to try and like maximize their revenue potential on things. And people just become disillusioned with it. And I think maybe, you know, drum and bass is becoming a little bit like that, a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a negative guy because there's a lot of really fucking good producers and really good music out there as well. There is a lot of people. Like I watched Spy play the other day. I was like, bruv.
Yeah.
Some of the dub plates he played, I kept running over to the decks like,
But I feel like he's one of them guys who's not about to pull out splice and stuff.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I think he's another one of them genuine artists. Do you know what I'm saying? Definitely.
there's a lot of good stuff out there.
His label's been smashing it recently, to be fair.
Who?
Yeah.
Spy's label.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I always keep an eye out for it, to be fair.
But I think that's it. See, the problem is, right, there are still genuine artists out there, but we're all up against the same machine that is basically that corporate drum and bass at this point. Do you know what I mean? And they are only ever going to show us their version of D&B because they have a vested interest in that. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, all fair and well, that's business, right? But we're talking about art, we're talking about music, and I think we need to be able to see these other artists break through as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think it's amazing that we've got a platform now with Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels where we can get the kind of reach that we
People really care.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I care. And if there's other people that care as much as I do about the music and the genre, I fucking love drum and bass.
Yeah.
Like I really fucking love it.
It's the
I've
life
loved
work
it
at this
20
point.
years, over 20 years of doing a single genre and not really diverting. A couple of times I made a couple of other things.
Yeah.
Forget about those. But
Yeah. We all make mistakes.
yeah, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Once you're in, you can never leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When I see people and they're like making other music, I'm like, traitor.
Yeah. What? Yeah, you'll be back. You know what I mean? If we'll have you.
So one question I had was if obviously from your like drum and bass influences, so when you like were up and coming producers, if you could collaborate with like any artist in drum and bass, who would it be?
Original Sin.
TC.
There you go.
You can't say that though.
Right.
Taxman. Do you know what? I think Taxman deserves an honourable mention as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
tunes back in the
Yeah,
day. So
Too
many.
Bad, Too Rude, Evasion.
Yeah.
Just so many tunes, and he's kind of on the same arc as us currently, and he is working in the studio
doing
right
it.
now. He's finishing his first Players EP for a while, and it is going
That's
to
good
be
news.
on
Yeah.
an OG jump up tip as well. Like he's
Perfect.
going back to his roots too. Do you know what I mean? He's part of the movement, and so yeah, I think it's worth mentioning.
So would you guys all be potentially doing something together, like the three of you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's talks about it. Like,
He
yeah.
came down and played. I did a night in Bristol, TC and friends, alongside Draize, which is a local promoter. And he came down and played for that. And Adam was a special guest. So, yeah, it was good, man. He's a sick DJ. Drew some
He played a wicked
heinous tunes. Yeah.
He was drawing my old tunes on me. I'm like, I've not even
man.
heard that tune before. What? Yeah. Several tunes I hadn't even heard.
Yeah, there was a few bits I was like,
Yeah. But you know what?
I love that.
And it's like there was people there, and then I think probably to do with the promotion team, and I was standing next to one. He's like, "People really like this stuff, don't they?" And I was like,
Yeah.
yes, they do, mate. Yeah, you know, the past actually happened. That was a real thing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
At that night as well, I did the warm-up set.
yeah,
So I kind of set the night off because I remember going down to Drive-By, which is in the same place as a boat called the Feckler. And I used to go down there religiously every week and watch artists like Crust and Groove Rider and people like that. And the promoter used to always do the warm-up because he wanted to set the night off in a really nice way and just doing a liquid set. And I think nowadays nights are not really curated. I feel like a good drum and bass night should be like a fine meal where you get like a starter,
okay,
main course and a dessert.
yeah,
And the starters just like would be a liquid set for me, just to like as people are coming in, just to kind of set a nice vibe in there. And I feel like it really kind of helps to make the night feel like a drum and bass night. It really did feel like a D&B night.
It felt like a proper D&B night. Yeah,
I'm doing it again as well. We're going to try and do it again.
yeah.
Little TC and Friends thing.
That's really cool.
It's the first time I ever did a ticketed show.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Never done one.
And you hit the target as well.
Yeah.
right?
That's really
Smashed
good.
it.
Yeah, brilliant. Top man.
Yeah.
It's a stressful game. 'Cause I've got
Really,
quite-
you know what? One thing that we haven't mentioned is big respect to all the promoters out there.
Yeah, so true.
Independent promoters who are
Yeah.
putting their necks on the line.
Man. Yeah.
Literally, it's like there's so many around the world that I could name who've been doing it for 20 plus years and they don't make money out of it. They love music. They love bringing DJs. They love watching the sets. They love having the opportunity to be able to DJ. And, you know, big respect because the real drum and bass scene is about that. It's not about big festivals. It's about the week in, month out people who, you know,
It's the underground, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the
man.
underground, and it's a market that actually seems to be sort of slowly coming back alongside us as well. Do you know what I mean? Like both of our agents are like, you know, I can only speak for myself, but like you're getting shows that didn't really exist before. Like these promoters are just coming out of the woodwork and putting on small events just to get you down to headline because they believe in what's happening and they want other people to hear it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the scene
That's
needs
a really-
it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I think it needs it for the music as well because the younger producers, not only are they never going to get the opportunity, you can't just go from 0 to 100, you know, so the small nights is where they get their opportunity to cut their teeth. Even if it's their mates DJ and they're sending them tunes and they're testing those tunes in those environments, you know, it's so important as a producer. I remember through COVID, I was so lost.
Yeah, same here.
Because I was like, I haven't got any gigs to put in to be able to, there's no incentive for me to want to make a tune for the weekend.
Yeah, and you can't find out which one is the banger as well.
Yeah.
Because no matter how good you are as a producer, if you've got 5 tunes, you don't know which one's going to actually be the hit. Do you know what I
About
mean?
the crowd test. Yeah.
You know which one is your favourite. Do you know what I mean? And which one that that may.
It's
but
weird though.
until
The one
play it,
you like the most, or
never
you
the
think
one.
is never the one.
never the
Really?
one.
Wow.
Can you give
It's
us
the
any
one-
examples of that?
It happens a lot.
Yeah. I can't because the ones that we're wrong about generally just get binned off, right?
Oh, God.
Or changed into something else.
Yeah, or changed into something else. Yeah. Do you know
A
actually,
lot of
Kim,
times it's just the one that took you like 2 hours.
it's always that one. It's never the one that you agonize over.
Often, yeah.
Yeah, never. You're like, oh man, like it's still not right. Revision number 72 or something like that, and it's just never that
It's
one.
not the one.
Yeah,
I wonder what the process is. Like, why does that happen? But I don't know.
I think if you can sit there and feel like, oh, it's done within 2 hours, then you've probably just made a lot of good decisions. You know,
Yeah.
'cause that's what making a tune is, right? It's
You
decision.
probably had an idea in your head before
Yeah.
you got started,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
were like, "I need to make this tune that I can already hear in my head." And
Yeah.
you made it in 2 hours because
Yeah.
it was already there.
You already knew what you were going to.
It was already made, but
Yeah.
it was just you just plucked it out of the universe.
yeah, brought it into existence.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
You definitely just feel like you're kind of channeling sometimes more than like, you know, I'm not really inventing this. I'm just kind of receiving it. Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of preparation that goes into that. So
Yeah, true.
we sit down, make a lot of sounds, make a lot of drums, hits, and you collating. It's like being a DJ. If you're a DJ, you like get all your tunes and you make sure you've got them all organised, and you can quickly draw for stuff. Producing is the same thing. You're going to be like, if you want to quickly lay down an idea. A lot of times I just use Ableton on my main system if I want to just make a tune like super quick. Yeah. Because I've got everything just ready and it will just happen really
And would you
quickly.
kind of use presets you've already made for yourself, like for the basses, for example?
I do a lot
scratch,
of that.
or?
I do a lot of like, I'll have one project open and then about 10 other projects and just be kind of slinging stuff in and out of it at some points. Or sometimes I'll sit and make a brand new bass line specifically for the track or whatever.
Yeah.
I never do those sessions where I'm like just sat there making a load of patches. Like I only ever make a patch in a track sort of thing. Like if I'm making a tune, I'm like, I need this sound for this tune, then I'll make it in that tune. But it might then get copied into something else at some point when I'm, I know you work a bit differently though.
I don't really know how I work.
Fair.
Honestly. It's a bit. So I work in like a series of like tunes per month. So I have folders like 2026, January, and then everything I make in that month will go into that folder. And I'll probably just make a bunch of ideas every month.
Okay.
And then I'll take bits from those tunes and swap it around. And, but I don't really, I do make a lot of presets, but I've got another business where I sell presets. But I don't really use any of those presets too much in my own tunes. Not because they're
that
not very
website,
good.
bro. Tell them about the website.
Presetfood.com. Not that I wouldn't use them, and I probably have used a few of them, but I feel like, I don't know,
It's weird. I saw an interview you did. You were chatting with AMC, and I found it really interesting because I never would have thought. Yeah, he was just like, I actually use them and just put my twist on it. And I thought that's a really cool to hear that people. Cause I don't know, from the outside, it can kind of feel like you guys, just every one of you, make every single sound exactly from scratch, which obviously is a great way to do it because it's totally unique. But it's quite interesting here. People can use these presets and actually make it their own, etc.
I think the core of my market on that website is not like, there's a few DJs I see, like Spy comes in, I see his email address, Friction's in there.
Yeah, you see them, don't you, in the order list? Like, I see you buying my dubs and shit.
I think mainly it might be somebody who's like, same age as me, like early 40s, and like just wants to, chill out, make a little tune, but doesn't want to have to sit there and make, think, I've got to make all the sounds out from scratch.
Yeah.
And then maybe just play it to his mates and they'll be like, yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
And that's all, a couple times I've heard my presets in tunes.
I bet there's so many producers using your presets.
There might be, but I don't know. I do use them occasionally, some of the sounds.
I don't, like I say, I don't sit and make presets, but I do use my own presets. I don't buy or use anybody else's.
A lot of people ask you how to make your presets then.
Yeah. And they can fuck off. I'll take that shit to the grave.
Yeah, do not blame you.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm not bothered because I don't want to sound like you.
Fair. Yeah.
I've always felt like that. Like, I don't know. When I first started making music, I wanted to sound like Dillinger.
Oh, we all do.
So like all my tunes were basically Dillinger clones for a long time.
But they were sick though.
And up until the point where I realised, maybe I should just be influenced by this guy. And I think everybody who's learning how to make music, I see no problems with being influenced by someone to the point where you sound
one
like
of my influences.
What's that?
You were one of my early influences. It was him.
I think there's a respect thing.
Yeah.
I never went and released them tunes. Like I went to Dillinger and signed to his label, and I think that's important. Like if you're gonna make a clone of somebody, at least go to their label and say and then be influenced by them and move on. And I think, I don't know, just to be respectful, I think is quite important.
Definitely, 100%.
I appreciate you saying that I was one of the influences.
I mean it. I wanted to draw influence from a handful of people, though, not just honing on one, because I knew that would only go one way. Do you know what I mean? So I really liked how Tom's mixes sounded quite open and natural sounding, and I really enjoyed the sound design and pendulum tracks, and also obviously Dillinger. I mean, who didn't like Dillinger in that era? Do you know what I mean?
remember being sat in Dillinger's car, and like he just got the Pendulum album, and he put it on, and he was like, "What do you think of this?" And it was like that new, what was it?
Slam.
It was their first album.
Oh,
Your colour.
Hold Your Colour, yeah.
yeah.
Was it that or was something? No, because I sang on Hold Your Colour.
You sang on Plastic World, didn't
Plastic World. So I think it must have been before that. So it was like he was just playing probably Pendulum tunes. And
Was it the Vault or something? That was
maybe
that
something
was
like
one
that.
that was like an
I
early
just
one,
remember
wasn't
him
it?
playing
Yeah.
the tunes and asking what I thought, and I was like, it was pretty crazy production.
Yeah.
I think there was a disconnect because Rob Swire came from the rock world. He was using all that crazy rock production of like posh plugins and
Heavy
EQ.
compression. And
Yeah.
stuff like, yeah.
Like their tunes were loud as well.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not as loud as Dillinger tunes, but
That's the thing that piqued my interest because I'd look on the analyzer and the levels weren't crazy, but the sound was loud, and I'm like, how does it sound so loud? But I'm analyzing it and I'm not seeing the levels. Do you know what I mean? That I found that really interesting, and it's something that kind of.
But apparently, hearing back now,
Yeah.
apparently Rob was just trying to emulate the sound of the people who are on hardware, like using hardware stuff.
Right. Okay.
But they didn't have the money to buy the hardware, so they used software to try and emulate.
Yeah.
So he was I think he was always a software guy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a software guy. Like, yeah. I guess so. Yeah. So am I suppose.
Yeah.
To a degree.
It would be nice to. I'm sure most people are aware of it, but you both have platforms. You sell presets. So you touched on your one already. Is there anything you want to tell people about what you guys do?
I mean, yeah, I sell a lot of dubs on planetdrums.com. I have also done some teaching and production type stuff on there. I'm kind of winding that down though. I love doing it. I love helping people, but I'm just getting a bit too busy to be able to give people the value of sort of thing. So I have to be real about it and, focus on the music. But yeah, planetdrums.com. We've got some great sample CDs. We've got some great sample packs and dub packs and stuff like that, So yeah,
I miss sample CDs.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I've got some.
Where you'd have to like
riffs
listen
and
to the whole thing and be like. I mean, it used to be you'd play it off a CD and then you'd like have to like rewind it and then sample it real quick.
Yeah, or extract that whole fucking
Yeah.
track and then chop it up in like SoundForge or something.
I miss the pain of making music.
Yeah. It was so bloody inconvenient back in the day, wasn't it? Like, it was
So long.
Get a sampler and you've got like a minute and 20 seconds worth of sample time for the whole tune, sort of thing.
Well,
But yeah, I think you've got a pretty good platform, haven't you? QCD&B. Well.
Yes, I've got two sites, tcdnb.com, where I sell dub plates. There's actually like stems to a couple of tunes as
Really?
well.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
like Tap Ho stems are on there.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Original Sin Tapo remix.
here we go.
I'll
Come on.
happily send you.
Going to see that on your reels coming up.
I've got like a whole academy on how to make drum and bass, which is free. It's literally like a page, which is like massive long page of just all the information you might need to start making drum and bass. Because I just want to give something back. Spend like a whole month just doing that, and I've got like another page on there talking about my studio and like the whole 2000s laptop and how you can set up your own 2000s laptop. I'm trying to like get people to bite.
Yeah.
It's painful. It's not easy to do, and you've got to be quite a nerd to be able to do it. But there's links to like where you can find all the software back on archive.org and all that stuff.
It's actually really useful, to be fair. I've
Yeah.
had a read of it. I recommend checking it out if you're into production or whatever. Then
It's pretty nerdy.
Yeah, it's worth a read.
I was curious, that Windows Vista computer, is that the one does that have the pinball game on it? The
Yes,
classic
it
pinball
does.
game.
Yeah.
I love that game.
It was good.
So good.
So I got a Vista one, which is like an older laptop, and I upgraded. These things are so cheap. It was £60 or £65 for like the best laptop you could buy in 2009.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Like fully loaded. Crazy.
It's like
And
the
it-
price of a car at the time or whatever.
Yeah, really expensive at the time. And with the old software, because it was written to be super efficient on those systems, you can have like 50 plugins on like 50 synths running at the same time. Like it's just the same.
Yeah.
No difference
Yeah.
compared to now, except for maybe it crashes every now and then, so you have to.
Yeah.
Be a
Probably
bit
due
more-
to cracked software.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's be honest.
But you
right?
can't buy. I mean, if I
Yeah,
could
you
buy
can't,
the
yeah.
software, I would.
Yeah.
And I own all the software anyway, pretty much.
Yeah.
But just the current version of it. Like I don't crack software on my current system.
Yeah.
But on my old system, just to get the legacy stuff to work, you have to use cracks because
Yeah.
there's no way you could get a legit copy
Yeah.
of Logic now.
Yeah.
It's just Maybe I don't. No,
I don't.
no, I don't.
Nah,
It's
nah.
sad because like I always think how many code guys and women
Yeah.
like were like poured their hearts out into like hours and hours of code that now just is just completely obsolete. It's
Yeah.
insane.
But you know what? I mean, to be fair, they've got a legacy too because they gave us the ability to make that music,
Yeah.
right? And that music's still out there. So, you know, and I'm using it again now anyway. So, as you are.
Yeah, it's amazing. I highly recommend if anyone's got a spare month of time.
Whole month.
It's probably nobody, but yeah. Yeah.
I had a lot of time on the sofa when my baby was young. I did night shifts for months.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I did, no one was going to disturb me. So I just had hours and hours and hours I made a whole album, which I'm going to release. New Thousands album. Yeah. So
Yeah, I saw you said video recently. Aren't you working on a new album? Is that in the
yeah,
works?
so I've done like the majority of it, but it's always like the last 10% that takes the longest bit, which is like getting all the vocals and just like you want to just tweak things and
Finalizing.
Where'd you get to the point with like putting an album together? Like,
You
because
know.
obviously you can make a set of tunes and be like, cool, sick, that's an EP. There's a single. Because obviously an album's, you know what, maybe 10 to 12 tunes.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's quite a lot of music. So how does that work?
it's just pain. It's just like,
Pain.
yeah,
Self-loathing, bit of doubt thrown in.
Excellent.
massive doubt. Am I even going in the right direction? Like, oh crap, I've made like a bunch of tunes that don't even sound like me, so I've got to make like a couple more that do sound a bit more like TC. And yeah, it's just
It's a bigger statement, so the stakes are higher, right?
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I put out a couple of duds as well, albums.
Yeah.
You know, I did like a sort of trying to be current drum, like a jump up thing, which was probably not the best idea. I did one before that, which was a really good album, but then I just sort of put it out on a Tuesday and didn't put any fucking budget into it or anything. And the cover was shit. Just thinking like, oh, I could do this. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but
They're just going to laugh it up anyway.
and it's, you know, the world moves on, and so but that album's really good. And I did like a good album before that with 3 Beat, which did quite well.
Yeah.
And obviously the first album. So I'm like 4 albums deep, but 2 of them I'm thinking I might just delete them off of Spotify.
You'll do that and you'll get one message off one.
Yeah, there you go. I love that tune.
That tune forever.
If we're on the subject of albums, like for D&B albums, I feel like they're quite hard to like, because I've heard some albums that come out that be highly anticipated.
Yeah.
When I hear them, I'm like, cool.
Yeah. A couple spring to mind. Like,
Yeah. We won't name any names. But for you, like, which albums that come out, well, for however long drum and bass been going on for, like, which ones do you think like really hit hard?
For me, probably Prototype Years and Platinum Breaks and Bad Company's album. What was the first Bad Company album called?
Is it Book of the Bad or something?
Book of the
like
Bad. Yeah,
that? I don't think it's. I've got a terrible name, like head for names.
Whatever the first Bad Company album was called, that one. Maybe the second one as well, to be fair. But aside from that, I mean, I love Tom's album as well, Evolutions.
Evolution.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But aside from that,
Cybertron, man.
oh yeah, that was a sick album.
Come
I'll tell
on.
that. Yeah, that was a sick album. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I can't.
Cybertron.
Oh, there was a really good High Contrast album as well. Actually, now I think
done
about it.
loads.
I listened to Cybertron like 50 times in a row in
Yeah,
the studio,
yeah.
full volume. Like, how does he get his drums to sound like that?
Yeah,
Cunt.
yeah. It's funny. I used to think his drums sounded really live, but if you actually listen back now, they sound very smashed and like
They are
sound really,
live.
like- yeah,
I went to a studio.
yeah.
He had a drum kit set up in the studio.
But he's definitely fucked it through a preamp or something like proper smashed the tits off it at some
Yeah.
point. And
I mean, I watched
resampled.
him play a Dillinger break just live.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mad.
Have you seen that video where he's got his emu out and his keyboard and he's
Yeah.
playing the breakbeat on the keyboard?
Yeah.
But it's because like every key has maybe like a full beat's worth of like break on it.
Yeah.
Things so you can kind of play the fills and stuff.
That's cool.
That's cool. As shit,
Yeah.
Genius.
I wish some of these older producers that came, because I was of a certain generation,
Yeah.
but but I wish Optical would plug his emu back in.
Yeah.
The problem is, he probably got a lot of doubts whether it would do what he wanted it to do. But for me, it really would.
Well, it would hit the spot straight away.
Yeah. Even if it sounded really old and not at the same production current levels, because obviously everything's stepped up.
Yeah.
In terms of loudness and brightness. But I would love to hear some, even if it wasn't even a very good tune, I'd love to hear a new Optical tune.
Yeah.
Like Wormhole, or like, you know,
I'd love to hear
Wormhole is an album.
Yeah, what a sick album.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
There was
Mysteries of Funk.
I think the point is for me that most of the albums I like are old. Like I couldn't really even tell you a new album that I've been particularly keen on, really, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
And Photech, imagine if Photech.
Wow. I'd love some more Bad Company, mate.
Yeah,
that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
they did an album a few years ago, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
There was you were talking about Ed Rush and Optical. Their last album was No Cure. They did on Virus, and there was one tune on there which had that real. It was called The Host. Do you remember that tune?
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with it. No.
We'll have a look at that one because that was kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Okay.
I'm a big fan of Ed Rush and Optical as human beings.
Yeah.
And as musicians, like I feel really privileged to like have spent quite a lot of time with them on the road, and they're just lovely, lovely people. And also, it's really hard for me as an artist not to kind of fanboy out a little bit.
Yeah.
And be like, and I always really want to talk to them about production and like their techniques back in the day. But also, they are human beings as well, and like he's spending time with people. But they are really nice people as well.
So I quite enjoy. I've been like house parties with Dan Fresh, you know, before from Bad Company, obviously, and I met Ed Rush actually one time on tour as well. But it's really nice, cool people.
Proper
do you know what I mean?
people.
Like they say, don't meet your idols, but I haven't had. They were like just, you know, as good as you want them to be.
Yeah,
basically.
It's really funny. Like, as sometimes people have bad stories about artists.
Oh yeah, plenty of those too.
A lot of times, we as artists may not have slept the night before because we played 2 gigs and then we got on a plane and then we're meeting somebody.
Yeah,
and like, it might be, or like, I mean, shit, you never know if like someone in their family just passed away, or like, do you know what I mean? I always think with people, you just gotta like, you can't just judge somebody straight away just because they're a bit moody on a certain day.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
You know,
We've all
you
got
just
stuff
never know what's
going
going on in people's personal lives.
It's true, yeah.
And they expect us to be like these, you know.
Yeah.
And you have to put on an act when you're.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to put the mask on, innit, and go out into the world and show them that bit what they want to see. Generally, do you know what I mean? But
when we were talking, when we were talking about obviously wanting to speak with you guys, that was kind of one of the points we wanted to bring across, because when we were growing up, you were just guys who were standing behind the decks, or we'd be looking at your, you know, or looking at your vinyls or something like that. So we don't actually know who you are, what you're about, or anything like that. So to have you guys here on the video, this is an opportunity for people to actually get to know who you are.
Yeah.
As opposed to just knowing what your tunes are about and then being pissed off because you're in a bad mood.
Yeah, true that. Yeah.
You know, so
yeah,
no, it's good.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. It's interesting because, you know, the era we come from was not this kind of level exposure. Do you know what I mean? You would barely get to speak to your fans, if you want to call them that, or whatever.
Plenty of really uncomfortable interviews, like after your DJ set.
I
never. If someone comes up to me and is like, can you do an interview after your set? I'm like, yeah, and I just run out.
Yeah. What's that over there?
I'm not going to do like a sweaty. Yeah. Oh, what did you think of your set tonight? Yeah.
So what got you into drum and bass?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah. Different times call for different measures, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
I think like when social media popped off, made everything so much more accessible, because I was growing up around the time that was all starting.
Right.
So from when you guys sort of came up, I'm aware of what it was like then. It was a weird transition period, to be honest, because I'm rubbish with social media as well. Like, I'm awful with it.
It's been an awkward. There's been growing pains, put it that way, for sure. Like,
I remember when I first heard of Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do people want to get a text message saying that I just ate a pizza? Why would anyone even care
Yeah.
about any of that? But people care. Some of the best videos you do is just you eating dinner. Just
There's that one, I won't name him, but there's one influencer that I've seen, and he got famous for eating. You seen the guy who eats food?
I was going to say my daughter is banging on about this.
With
It's
the
crazy
turkey
at the
teeth.
minute. Well, it's more
Devo.
you can. I was going to.
Bevo.
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 Devo is the other guy.
Yeah.
But Devo's a legend.
Yeah, old school that one. Yeah,
What is
yeah.
it? One chew and a swallow or whatever. He's doing, like, he had this thing where he had to do only one bite and then swallow it. And he
You watch
literally
him.
nearly murdered himself. Yeah, literally nearly choked to death. But actually, I took to Twitter for some reason because I was touring America quite a lot at the time. And I was quite often by myself or just in an airport and just like, on like a plane to get delayed and you just sat in Denver airport for like 6 hours or something horrendous like that, or, get diverted to Halifax or something. And I took to Twitter I'd just be on there constantly, just like, oh yeah, I've just eaten this, I'm just doing this now, I'm taking the shit or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it's funny, I got quite a big following on there. I just completely abandoned it after a while because I do hate social media. And I remember Spider. I was talking to Spider one time. He's like, sorry about this, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I love reading your tweets, mate. I read that shit on the toilet and stuff." You know what I mean? It's like, that's mad to think that I'm like entertaining people. It's just me slowly losing my mind while I'm on tour by myself, basically.
Yeah.
So I took to that because I didn't have anybody else to really like text or whatever. So I'll just tell everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember the dawn of Facebook and thinking like, you know what, this is going to be really bad. This is going to just tear the fabric of like the social fabric apart. Do you know what I mean? Like I hate
I
it.
always felt like, why am I going to work for you for free?
Yeah. And that's what
Like,
we're
why
doing.
am I
It.
producing content for you for
Yeah.
free? Like what? But now I realize it's not for free
No.
because it's basically free advertising you're getting, and if you're
Yeah.
good at it, you don't pay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a
I've
good
never
point.
paid.
Nah.
I've never paid for followers. I've never paid for like adverts. Maybe a couple times, and I was just like, nah,
Yeah.
this is weird. Like I'm not going to pay to reach. That's stupid.
Yeah, no.
I'm just going to make my content more.
I've always been worried that if you do actually pay for the boost or
Yeah,
whatever,
they'll just take it away.
the algorithm will kind of stint your growth next time, so like you'll have to pay it again and stuff. So
On purpose, make you spend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I've just never have. I mean, there's been a couple of maybe collaborations I've done where it is literally for an event or selling something where they want to put a spend on it, as they say, and I've been part of that, but. Yeah, I've never like boosted my own, like put a track on there, like, one of my dub videos and then pay money to get people to watch it.
There is an enormous amount of payola going on in drum and bass.
Yeah.
An enormous amount. And not so much now, I think. But when there was that time when there was like 1 million influencers on TikTok who were like doing like, you'd see like a granny and she'd be dancing to drum and bass or something.
Yeah.
She's getting 190 quid off a major label to do that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
All that
they're
stuff.
supposed to declare it. Like legally,
Yeah.
if you do something that's advertising, you're supposed to declare it on the video.
Yeah, this is
so they're
paid-
all breaking
paid
the law.
advert. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess on TikTok or whatever, you're seeing all these influencers posting about this track, and you're like, oh, this must be really high.
They're all getting paid.
Yeah, no, it's just completely fake reach. Do you know what I mean?
Obviously, with you both being in the scene, so deep as you are, I mean, do you find it's something that people? It's more judged on. If you've got more followers, you are going to get more bookings. Is that
Don't
something you do
it?
feel?
Like,
Have?
if you see someone posting something and it's got 50 likes, you're like, 50 likes. But if you see something with like, I saw something the other day and it was like 30K. I did this thing where I said, if this post gets 5,000 likes, I'll release it. It was for my Game Over VIP. And it was up at about sort of 4,500 likes. So we were pretty close.
Yeah.
And a guy hits me up and he's like, I'm going to put 5,000 likes on your thing. And he just dumped 5,000 likes. He just paid for the 5,000 likes.
No
so
way.
it immediately went up to like 8K
Wow.
on the thing. And I was
Okay.
like, bruv, don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
one,
mad.
I feel like you're going to get me like kicked off the platform.
Yeah.
And two, like, I don't want... He just wanted the tune.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, it's going to cost me like £15 to give you 5,000 likes or something.
That's smart thinking, to be fair. Bro just saw an opportunity and took it, do you know what I mean? He's like,
I'm like,
15
don't
quid.
do that. Like, don't fuck with it, bro.
But that's a good point, though. Like, just going off them metrics, the followers and the likes and stuff, that can all be faked as well.
Yeah.
Like, I
You can't fake comments.
No, that's you can't.
Well, you can, but I mean,
Well, you can though. You can curate the comments by deleting the ones you don't want people to see, which is another thing that's happening at the moment.
Or stopping people from seeing them altogether.
Yeah.
Likes as well. 'Cause that's another one. You can't see that. That now as well.
Turn the likes off because, like, even though I'm supposed to be this massive producer and everybody's supposed to love this, I'm not getting enough likes, so I'm just going to hide it. Do you know what I mean? It's like. I don't know. It's all just right. There's a lot of fakery going on.
I think people are wising up to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think people are like, especially promoters.
Yeah.
Because if you book somebody and they've got all this hype around them, and then all of a sudden you put them on and you've paid a massive premium for this very expensive artist and they haven't sold the tickets, you're probably not going to book them again.
Nah.
And you know what? As artists, you play shows sometimes and they're, for whatever reason, it's not worked.
Yeah,
Right?
it can happen. Like
Heartbreaking from an artist standpoint. Not only if you have to play like a not fully rammed out club, which hasn't happened to me for quite a long time, but if you do, I've had that experience a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was younger, I didn't have so much humility, but I remember artists like Groove would they knew it was a long-term business. They would give promoters a break. They'd be like, look, I know we said this much for this booking, but obviously you've lost money tonight. For whatever reason, it could be that it rained. It could be that their football team lost. It could be 100 different reasons why it didn't work out. But he would give promoters a break because it was, he wants to come back and play next year or in 6 months' time.
Yeah,
he
of course,
knows that it's a circuit and it's a scene and it's you've got to look after people.
I think, to be honest, where obviously I've told Sin this before. I actually booked him 12 years ago. I used to run events in London, a lot of Fire and places like that, and Lightbox. Had a period off, and now obviously I'll come back with Drumhaus, which you're both on. But coming back into it, and obviously I was doing things 12 years ago. It was quite a lot different, a lot over the phone. People take some cash and things like that. Now going more corporate stuff. There's some I basically come into it, and it's obviously impossible to put a night on. We're not knowing what people cost, etc. So I put out a load of inquiries. And I must admit, I was quite shocked with some of the totally opposite to what you just said. With actually some people, feels like they almost price themselves out of it in the sense of there's so much. I mean, to the point I'd have to almost set it out just for that one person who I didn't realise is even that important, if you know what I mean. Like, no disrespect to them, but I mean, it's just almost astronomical fees being planted around, and it's...
I think maybe they're giving you the negotiation price, I think, a lot of the time. So they want you... I don't know, I feel like...
But it's still probably, I think there's a lot of greed in the scene right now, and that's coming from the corporate end as well, because all they're caring about is
fear as
money.
well.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, like
fear of
they're
going
fearful
broke.
of like if they were this much for this event who did pay it.
Yeah,
like fearful of taking because the event's smaller, they still want the same fee as if it was the same capacity venue. And like capacity has to be taken into account because there's a ticket price and there's the reality. I never cared about any of this stuff when I was coming up.
Nah, me either.
I had no clue.
Nah.
Until I really sort of, I don't know, really, just recently I think that I'm just like, there's a reality. We've got to make sure that everybody eats.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to eat.
No, I'm definitely. I regularly speak to my agent, and I'm like, let's just take it easy on these people, especially because we're trying to like nurture a thing here. Do you know what I mean? Not just take them for every penny we can, and then see you later, and they're finished, and that's not a night anymore.
Yeah,
that's not healthy for anybody.
Like you said, it leads to more bookings for yourselves.
Yeah.
Hopefully down the line, you get relationship built, etc.
Exactly, and we can all grow together that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's kind of how it was back in the day as well. Do you know what I mean? We didn't all start off being like X amount of money.
Nah. I always saw it as a circuit.
Yeah.
You would go back to the same places every year.
Yeah, like again and again.
Yeah.
And that's less like that doesn't happen as much. There's more fly by night things now because they'll put somebody on who's got big online hype, which happens to be manufactured, and they'll pay the money and then nobody turns up and they're finished. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's necessarily always manufactured as well. I'm not shitting.
No, not always.
People.
Yeah.
There is a thing like there's a whole. I've seen it a few times in my career. I've never been the guy. Maybe when Evolution dropped and I was doing my like live shows and stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
There was a couple of times where I would walk out on a stage and the crowd would go like, "Wah!" But I've seen it with like Pendulum. I remember Pendulum like 2008 playing up in like Scotland and in Newcastle and up north, like they would get on the stage and their intro tune, and it would be like electric in the whole venue because they were coming on.
Yeah.
And I remember SAS. I played before them at a show in Bournemouth, and it was the same thing. It was like fucking Drake had just walked out on the stage. Like the way the crowd was, like there was electricity in the crowd.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
That's real.
yeah.
You know, you can't fake that kind of electricity, and that's
No,
I call
definitely,
that
yeah.
kind of momentum. And artists kind of, they have it and then they lose it. But there's also a core scene with the music, and you can make a living out of it.
Yeah.
And
You're not always going to be the guy, are you? But it can.
It's like
it can come and go.
athletes, isn't
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You can have good periods.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I'm definitely not implying that it's all manufactured.
No.
But you know who you are. There's definitely people. Like that.
When you see someone with like 200,000 followers and 10 comments on the thing that they posted, you're like,
Yeah.
Bit
Alright.
of a giveaway. Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Just a little plug about the event itself that I'm putting on. So obviously March 14th at the Forum in Hertfordshire. So it's like a legendary venue in Hertfordshire, which hasn't been used for a couple of years. Absolutely gassed to have you both on set on that back to back. I've not announced the MC for that, so that'd be a secret for the event.
Right.
Just really, what can people expect from that set from you both?
Well, I mean, if you saw the Clash, I mean, that was an unprepared, off-the-cuff thing.
Yeah.
We're ready for this one, and we've both been making a lot of dubs, like individually and together. So just expect it to be bigger and better and sick vibes, I guess.
Love that.
Right?
It's going to be the best thing you've ever seen in your whole life.
There we go. You said it.
There's the clip right there.
You heard it here first.
In no way, shape, or form will it be shit at all.
Yeah, definitely not. And I will
I
not.
promise you this.
I'll only drink 1 pint this time.
One.
Yeah, 1 pint.
I think you're better when you're smashed, bro.
Yeah, okay. 10 pints.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal venue. I actually saw David Hasselhoff there.
Did you?
No way.
Yeah, man.
Hasselhoff
Wow.
there. It was like
Sing it.
it's a student. It's like because obviously you got the university.
Yeah.
But it's a state of the art facility. But I mean, this was years and years ago. But I remember being in there. I was battered, and then like I look at the stage, and David Hasselhoff is having it.
Mad.
Wow.
It's one of the best live performances I've ever seen.
Sounds brilliant to be fair.
Wow.
He is unreal.
Gotta love the Hoff.
Yeah, you can't knock the Hoff at all.
Random.
Yeah,
It's definitely quite. Yeah.
it was random.
We may not be as good as the Hoff,
Yeah.
but we'll try.
Might fall a little short of that. Like,
I have set the bar quite high.
Yeah, pretty high.
yeah.
Sorry, guys. No, thank you very much for seeing us, guys. If there's anything that you want to say to anyone, now's the time to say it.
Viva the revolution.
Yeah. And like nothing that I've said has come from a place of negativity. It's love for D&B, man. I just love the music so much.
Yeah.
I really do. Like
It's just because we care.
there's two things I love more than drum and bass: my wife and my child, and that's it. You know. Even if I lost everything, I'd still have like a crap laptop in like a bed sit, still making drum and bass.
Yes, Sam. Mate, I've been there, literally.
Yeah.
I've been there.
I mean, during COVID, I spent like about 2 months making tunes on a laptop on a desk I bought from IKEA with the cheapest chair I could find from IKEA because I was stuck at my brother's place in the spare room. So like literally, even if you take everything away from me, like my home, my cat, my missus, the lot, I'm still going to be there making D&B, just because it's a passion thing, right? It's for life at this point, right?
Love that. All right, so yeah, just really wanted to say thanks basically for agreeing to do this. Like absolute legend of the scene. So to commemorate that, I've actually got you both a couple of gifts.
Oh wow,
That's very kind of you.
Yeah, that is.
It's like my birthday all over again. My birthday's on the 10th of February.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no way.
This is very kind of you.
Yeah, this is so cool, isn't it?
Do you feel like your birthday? Like when people
Do I have to
watch
open it on camera?
Absolutely.
This is.
Oh, mad. Okay. Cheers. Thank you.
Should we do it like Christmas?
Flip it open like.
Well, if you don't get
I like the wrapping as well.
I've got to credit my wife for that. She
okay.
puts that extra touch
She
in.
smashed it, mate.
She did.
Done well with that, like. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's really cool.
Oh, glad
that
you
is
like
sick.
it.
Oh, what? Therapy, yeah.
Mate, look at the dynamics in Where's My Money.
I know.
Sausage.
You've got way more dynamics than I have.
A quiet bit.
That's lovely. Thank you so
Nah,
much.
that is
Not
That's
a
going on the
problem.
studio
Not a
wall.
problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
100%. That's going straight in.
Is that a link to the actual tune?
I'm not too sure.
Or is it a link to the company that made it?
It might well be.
Hold on.
To their credit, they delivered it very quickly. So
Yeah, that's
credit to that.
amazing.
That's brilliant. That, I don't know. That's That's
Thank
probably
you.
one of the coolest.
No
things I've ever
problem.
been.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
That's a very thoughtful gift. Yeah. Wow.
Probably my most iconic tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I recognise the waveform. Is that cheeky?
That's
or-
amazing. Love that.
That's some. That's
You know what made me
on the
laugh?
spectrum shit. That is like. Do you know what the funny thing is? Right, while I was going through my projects the other day, right? While I was going through my projects, I discovered that because I'm quite lazy sometimes, quite often. Therapy. I made that out of Pimp Don't Limp. So I found the project for Pimp Don't Limp, and then I moved it a little bit along, and there's like the genesis of Therapy.
Hey, wow.
No,
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, obviously, it was just like the drums and maybe a bit of the bass,
Yeah.
thing, like none of the intro and stuff like that. But I was like, no way.
Wow.
Like, literally, like my most seminal track.
Yeah.
And it was just so that me being like, oh, I'm stoned and I'm
Number
just going to. That was it. So, yeah. That was because I had no memory of that. So it was kind of.
Yeah, it did make me laugh because when I bought it, I think they had an example of Whitney Houston, and the waveform's so spaced out. I looked at yours like, "Prom."
Yeah. Yeah. Just.
What do you do? Send them a link or something?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like a Spotify link.
You could do. I sent YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
pretty cool. Yeah. I'm trying. I forgot that Therapy had an outro now, and I want to
yeah.
have a listen to that.
Go
Now.
back.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I started putting Easter eggs at the end of all my tunes. Like a little sample or a quote or like a phone call or like
Yeah.
a voice note or something.
Just a heads up, these are fairly delicate. I've been
right.
getting them down here like a military operation. So yeah, don't worry too much, but yeah,
Right,
just be
okay,
kind of
okay,
careful with it.
Is it?
It's going to be a rollie, innit? I know it is.
There's your roll.
See, hyped it too much now.
Your missus did a great job with the rap.
Yeah, she really did.
Should be
like,
chuffed with that to hear that.
the presentation's next level.
It's
isn't it?
lovely.
Yeah. Look at this.
My missus can be like, gifts? Presents? I love presents. No way.
Oh, sick.
And for the record, that's not a scarf. It's just to protect their necks. You can
Oh,
take that off.
okay. Oh, nice. I was like,
Oh, wow. It's like a bobblehead.
I thought it's
It is.
literally my outfit. as
That is
well.
so weird.
Yeah.
That's from your press shot, that one.
That is
It
literally my
is,
press
yeah.
shot, isn't it? Yeah.
There was a lot of to and froing with that. But yeah, I've got it as close as possible. so-
Yeah,
Thank you
no,
very
it's
much.
wicked,
No
yeah.
problem
Thanks,
at all.
mate, Yeah, that's sick.
That is so weird.
These are good. Let's have a look at you. Oh, man. It's
Gum fingers and everything.
yeah, the likeness is uncanny, though. It was bizarre. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like mini me. We should hold it up to the camera.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not fat me that you use. So that's
Well, I'm on the way down from this point, but it's
Yeah.
all good.
nah, looking good, man. Looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No
thanks
problem
so much,
at
guys.
all.
That's very kind.
Thank you both, honestly.
It's always a bit of a funny when people ask you to do things like this. You're like, oh, sounds like work. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I've actually had a great time. It's been really cool.
Oh, I'm really
I
glad
would
to
too.
hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
So weird. It looks like Christmas morning over there to me. Like,
You guys in your pajamas.
Like where your kids or something at Christmas Day. Like.
I think that's a wrap.
That is a wrap.
Big up the scene.
Yeah, wicked, man.
Big up. See you soon. See you at Drumhouse.
Let's
See you
do
at
it.
See you at Drumhouse.